Good morning, guys. My name is Richard Warrington. Welcome back to my series on So You Want to Become an FFL. Today, I was thinking about what we're going to talk about because we've covered all like the basic topics. You know, what license are you going to get? What do you want to sell? Where are you going to get your guns? And I guess the next thing that we could actually address is like how you're going to dress out your shop, right? One of the biggest things that I was always concerned with when I was dressing out the interior of my store was security concerns. And, you know, people can break into anything, but once I was subscribed to the ATF alerts here in Maricopa County, I realized that there are robberies here all the time of gun stores. And they tell you to be on the lookout for guns or individuals that you didn't know, you know, and I didn't really deal with that because I was doing this kitchen table out of my house. So nobody came to my house that I didn't know or wasn't vetted by somebody else that I know. So when I got a store, I was like, okay, this is a real concern. So like, what am I going to do about the front of my store, right? Do I have like an elevated position? Am I going to require a retail space that has caissons in front? What's my landlord going to be like? Is he going to be open to a setup like that? Some of the stores around here have like a full cage across the front door. Well, some of the most successful gun store robberies that I've read about are where the perps take two separate vehicles. They take stolen vehicles, right? They drive one through the front of the store. They all hop out, grab as much crap as they can, throw it in the other vehicle, and leave. So it's a smash and grab. It's really quick, and they can grab a lot of stuff. You got 4 people, they can grab a lot of guns, right? So I had my locations kind of picked out, but I didn't know it was available. So once I started searching around, I found a store that had an elevated position. It actually has like a walkway that goes around, and it's 4 feet off the ground. So nobody can drive a car through this place. So beyond that, what was I worried about? Well, there's the obvious, right? You got glass windows, you got a front door, you've got, you know, how else can they get in here? Well, if you've watched any, you know, burglary kind of crap, if they can't get in your place, they're going to go in the place next door, go up through the roof, and then come down in through your place. So like, how do you protect against that? So I kind of just let that be, right? I found the place that I wanted. I found the size of the store that I wanted. My store is only like 730 square feet. And I just put security in here out the you-know-what. That way, anybody gets in here, the substation for Maricopa County Sheriff's Office is right down the street. It's like a minute away, and I've had a lot of those guys in here, either looking for guns, just introducing themselves to see what was going on in here. So, glass break sensors, door open sensors. I have panic buttons in here. We're all strapped all the time. These robberies usually don't happen during the day, and we're not really worried about like weirdos coming in around here. There's a lot of money up here, so we really don't get a shady element. And, you know, we got our looky-loos and whatnot. You never know who anybody is, but you're going to go in and rob a gun store, you've got other issues. So once I got that established, I had a local welding guy, like maybe have some grates for the windows. And believe it or not, like my front door is nothing. We put everything away every single night. I put all the guns away. I have 4 massive safes. I have the capacity for holding like 250 guns at any given time. And because a lot of my guns are consignment, I'm not leaving anything on the shelf and putting cables through them. That's just not gonna work. I take all the guns down, I take all the guns out. I just did it before I got on here with you guys. It takes me 45 minutes to put all the guns away. And right now on the wall, I wanna say I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 times 7. I've got 56 guns on the wall right now, and I probably got another 60 in the case down here. And that doesn't include another shelf that I have over beyond your view right here. So that's the way I wanted to set things up. This is the traditional kind of setup, right? I've got Gallotech. Like this is the best stuff in the world for being able to set up. And basically what I wanted to do, like initially when I put the racks on the rack system on the wall, I did not have Gallotech. This was all gifted to me by a customer, and the rack system works very well. Like there's all kinds of options for holding different types of firearms. They have pistol ones. You can obviously like move all of these racks around to hooks and whatnot to hold the firearms the way you want. I've got shotguns, I've got sporting shotguns, I've got hunting rifles, I have, you know, whatever you want to call these, like PDWs, I have my vintage stuff, Mac 10, Uzi, this is an SPCB and T10, so I've got everything like mixed together on the wall. Whole line of AR-15s. And then the cases are the same way. I went out and I bought my cases used. I found a art studio that was going out of business. And it was down in Scottsdale, and these things are not as easy to come by as you might think. If you want to have custom cases made, it can cost you anywhere up to like $5,000. They're tempered glass. They're 3 shelf units. They can hold probably like maximum 25 guns in each one. But that, you know, when you're getting a small business loan and you're trying to set up your business, you don't know exactly like how much money you're gonna have to spend on everything, right? Like you can kind of budget that out, but you run into all kinds of challenges with your X amount of funds as to like, what am I gonna buy? How much am I gonna buy? And these are all questions you gotta be ready to deal with when you're setting up, because if you spend all your money and you still need more stuff, where are you gonna get that money? I mean, I started bare bones, but I was still selling high end. So these are things to consider. You know, you gotta buy safes. You've gotta pay for security. You've gotta start subscriptions for your business. The actual FFL SOT is not expensive at all compared to what other considerations you have to take in order to get yourself open. So all things that I didn't think about, like to the extent of a retail store, you know, you can go nuts. You can have body armor. You can have all kinds of accessories. Right now, after 3 years of being open, I'm trying to like minimize all of that. I'm trying to get less stuff in my store. I realize that the margins on ammunition are not good. Selling 1 or 2 boxes here and there just doesn't work. Thousands of rounds of ammunition. There are major hubs here for ammunition. One of the biggest ones in the country is in Phoenix. So for me to try and compete with that really doesn't make much sense. So I'm gonna phase it out. I'm gonna use that wall space for other products and other ventures moving forward. So that's my video for today. I wanted to show you one more firearm. I was gonna feature one like at the end of every show now, because I know that's kind of fun. You know, when you see this stuff on the wall, you may not have stuff like this in your shop, in your local shop. So I have a Shorty AK that we converted. This is an Arsenal. Obviously the Gucci of all the AKs. I put some J-Mac stuff on it, got a J-Mac grip, got a mod light. Love the LAFs. These are loud and flashy, and we all know what LAF stands for, right? And then we went ahead and we did a conversion on this one, so it's this is full auto. So check my other videos. You want to see this gun get shot? Keep following my series on how to open an FFL. If you have any questions, please comment below, and like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.